evening, ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon. So I decided to make this video to hold you guys off until the third Bailey video finally comes out, as well as like 8 other videos, but I found some bullshit and now I'm angry. We're breaking this long ass comment down and talking about different parts of it. So Bailey, as I know you'll be watching this, I want you to use whatever brain cell you have left and actually listen to what I'm saying. I know it's hard for you, but seriously, shut up, sit down, and use whatever brain you have to listen to the words coming out of my mouth.
Well, you taking proof from my DeviantArt page is a huge no-no. Apparently you escalated the proof too quickly. You didn't even look at the year of when I posted that dumb threat to that Instagrammer, to whatever year that happened on. If you could have looked at what year it happened on, you'd know, but never bring it up.
This argument, you can't take proof from my page because it's old, is dumb. That's the equivalent of saying you can't show proof of a nonce being a nonce because they were being a nonce back in 2000. That's dumb. The nonce still did noncy stuff. Just because it happened a long time ago doesn't mean the nonce shouldn't face consequences. And yes, this is an extreme example, but it seems most people only start to understand why something is stupid or wrong is when you use extreme examples like this. Now, Bailey, if you had apologized for posting these old death threats and posting art that wasn't yours, and had taken down the posts, aka deleted them, then yes, someone using old posts against you to make you look bad would not be okay. But you instead tried to defend and justify those exact posts and refused to take them down, even if the original artist told you to do so. So it's perfectly reasonable and okay for us to use those images to prove you are guilty of something.
Still, just because you don't know Aurora Dreamer that well, I still don't appreciate you showing proof to him. Just because I struggle that I can't control my communication and my anger at the same time. That doesn't mean I'm using my disability as an excuse. I really do struggle, okay? But what I really do hate it when both Aurora Dreamer and Inspiralium don't believe that different disabilities don't exist to them. Like when I explain to Aurora Dreamer about my disability, he thinks it's fake and doesn't exist to him. That pisses me right the hell off.
Excuse me? Are you serious, you brain-boiled cluster rag bender? Please point to me where in any of my videos that I said you were faking your disability or that you didn't have one at all, and that you were lying, and that I believe you don't have a disability. Because I never said anything along those lines. If anything, both Yuji and I have said that, yeah, we get you have a disability, but that doesn't matter. Because your disability, no matter what it is, does not allow you to get away with telling minors to kill themselves, or post things that aren't yours, or to send death threats to people. That's the equivalent of saying, oh, that man over there is depressed, so it's okay for him to murder somebody. Does that sound dumb to you? Yes, it does. Okay, good. So, how is I have autism so I'm allowed to send death threats and tell people to kill themselves any different? Also, just to make a point, you're not the only one with autism, Bailey. I know someone who has autism, but no, sending death threats to minors is not fucking okay. Do you want to know who that person is, Bailey? Fucking me! That's right, ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon. Your host, Mr. Dreamer, has autism. The difference between you and me, Bailey? I don't use my diagnosis to be an extreme thunder cunt. I don't use it as an excuse to tell people to kill themselves. And yes, I understand that it is hard to live with, trust me, I do. But it gives you no excuse for the shit you've done. On the bright side, at least she's finally started calling me a he, and not that idiotic she-him bullshit she was doing before. Or, you know, calling me an it!
And again, just because you still don't know Aurora Dreamer, perhaps you shouldn't be talking to him on Tumblr at all. Especially no talking to Inspiralium too, please. And even if you don't know who Inspiralium as well, then please don't talk to him either. Even if the rant videos about me are still up there, I still don't like the hate about me from other people and both Aurora Dreamer and Inspiralium. Thanks to your proofing crap, I still feel like my life is a living hell because of those rants about me are still up there. That's not fair to me.
And you literally committed a crime. Fair does not apply to you anymore. I'm not going to treat you fairly if you're not going to treat everyone else trying to be polite fairly. You reap what you sow, Bailey.
You should have a reason to feel sorry for me because of the hate I'm getting, and also should feel sorry for how my life is becoming miserable because of those dumb rants.
Feel sorry for what? For exposing you being a terrible person? Yeah, I don't feel sorry at all.
You really need to be careful of what kind of proof you get from my DeviantArt page. Especially, you need to look extra carefully of what year that dumb threat post happened on. Even if it posted somewhere, IDK like 2017 or 2018, that kind of post would have happened like 2 years ago. And those kids of posts should have been left alone in the first place.
Is it just me, or did that beginning part sound like a threat? My editor put in for me to do a deep spooky voice, but I can't do that, so I'm just going to read it out. You need to be careful what kind of proof you get from my page, kid. Are you trying to threaten them, Bailey? Are you trying to sound oh so big and scary? Because if so, it's not working. Also, already covered the whole "that was a long time ago" argument.
Now, when you told me before about how I should to repost Coco's art, I was trying to explain to you firmly and differently about how she and I conversationed before about when she told me on Instagram that she felt like she doesn't get on DeviantArt much. If you and I was on Instagram and you and I would be in group chat on Instagram, Coco would tell me and you that she doesn't get on DeviantArt much. She'd tell us both about it.
Okay, this part just doesn't make sense, because from every conversation I've read between Bailey and this user, I have not once seen anything along the lines of, this user on Instagram told me she doesn't get on DA much, or whatever she's trying to say. Unless this bit of information is what Bailey wanted Hyena Kid to call for. It's all coming full circle, my friends. And if you were talking to Coco, one of, 6 people whose art you've reposted, does she know you reposted her art? Did she give you permission to repost her art? And if she did, why didn't you post a screenshot of her giving you permission? Or your little conversation with her, like, what the fuck? Or are you saying that you were talking to Coco, she told you her art doesn't get a lot of attention on Insta, so you wanted to post her art to give her more traction? Also, doesn't make a lot of sense, but if you wanted to give her more traction to her page, then make a journal or status sharing her art. It's not that hard. You know what? Just to prove how frick-frackin' easy it is to do this instead of being a douche nozzle and posting art in my gallery. Subs! You guys! Yes! Send me links to your art or artists you think don't have enough followers. I will make a journal featuring their artwork. Also, so will Yuji because she has loads more followers than me.
I just wish you would stop proofing stuff when posts only happened like 2 or 3 years back of what happened.
Also, can I just say Yuji was the one who found all these old posts and showed them to me? They weren't sent to us by anyone outside of our friend group. Now, personal conversations were sent to us, but not your posts. We just went onto your page and scrolled down. Well, before you blocked me, that is. Okay, that's the end of this massive comment. Bailey, 1. Yuji Inspire have never said you don't have autism or a language processing disorder. If anything, the way you construct sentences and your grammar make it really fucking obvious you have autism. Or at least something else. So how about you stop spreading lies about me telling people I said you're lying about your autism, because I never said anything along those lines in my videos. 2, just because the evidence is old doesn't make it invalid because you haven't removed or apologized for those posts. The only reason they're gone now is so you could save face and play the victim card. And 3, leave this user alone. Stop commenting on their YouTube, stop commenting on their page. Stop messaging them and doing whatever you're doing. And leave them alone. Well, that's all for now, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. If you're new and enjoyed this, consider subscribing. If you're an old friend or a new one, comment down below as I try my hardest to reply to each and every one of you. I have been your host, Aurora Dreamer. Goodbye, my friends. Also, Bailey, you're not a baby. Stop acting like you're fucking 2. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Baby girl, you're so damn fine, though. Wanna know if I can hit it from behind, though. I'm sipping on you like some fine wine, though. When it's over, I press rewind.